Hello, friends. Welcome back to Easy Talk English, the place where learning English feels easy and fun. Today, I want to talk to you about something very special, something that can completely change the way you speak English. It's not grammar, it's not vocabulary, it's emotion. Yes, emotion. The feeling in your voice, in your words, in your heart. You see, many English learners focus only on words. They study grammar, they memorize new vocabulary, they practice pronunciation. And that's good, but sometimes when they speak, something is missing. Their English sounds flat, quiet, mechanical. It sounds like reading a textbook, not like talking to a real person. Do you know why? Because there is no emotion, no feeling, no energy. And here's the truth. People don't just listen to your words. They feel your emotion. They feel your confidence, your passion, your excitement, your kindness. That is what makes your English powerful. But here's the problem. Many people say, I can't show emotion in English because I'm nervous. Maybe you're shy. Maybe you're afraid of sounding silly. Maybe you think, what if I make a mistake? What if they laugh? So you speak softly, carefully, and you hide your real feelings behind your fear. My friend, I understand that, truly. Speaking another language can be scary, but today I want to tell you something that will help you forever. Emotion is stronger than fear. When you speak with emotion, you stop thinking so much. You stop worrying about mistakes. You start feeling instead of thinking. And that's when your English becomes alive. Let me ask you something. Have you ever listened to someone speaking in another language? Maybe you didn't understand every word, but you could feel what they meant. Maybe you could feel their sadness, their happiness, their anger, their love. That's the power of emotion. It connects people beyond words. When you speak English with emotion, even if your grammar is not perfect, people will understand you. They will feel your meaning. They will remember your voice. So, how can you do that? How can you speak English with emotion, even if you're nervous? Let's talk about it. First, understand that emotion is not only in your words, it's in your tone, your face, your body, your eyes. When you talk about something happy, let your face smile. When you talk about something sad, slow down your voice. When you're excited, let your energy rise. When you're serious, speak softly. You don't need to be an actor. You just need to be honest. Feel what you're saying. If you're happy, show it. If you're nervous, that's okay. Use that energy. Nervousness is just excitement in disguise. Let me tell you a story. One of my students, Maria, was always nervous when speaking English. She was quiet and shy. In class, she spoke perfectly, correct grammar, nice pronunciation, but her voice was flat. One day I asked her, Maria, tell me about your favorite memory. She said, I went to the beach with my family. I said, okay, but tell me again, this time with emotion. Remember how it felt, the wind, the waves, the laughter. She took a deep breath and tried again. I went to the beach with my family. It was so beautiful. The water was cold and we laughed so much. And suddenly everyone in the class smiled. Her English came alive. It wasn't about perfect grammar anymore. It was about real feeling. That's what emotion does. It makes your English real. It makes people listen to you, not because of your words, but because of your heart. Sometimes when you're nervous, you try to sound small. You make your voice quiet. But here's something important. When you lower your energy, you lose connection. Your brain becomes slower. Your confidence goes down. But when you add emotion, you actually help your brain. Yes, emotion gives your brain energy. When you use your voice, when you move your body, when you express yourself, you send oxygen to your brain. You start speaking more naturally. That's why singing, acting, or storytelling are so powerful for language learners because they mix English with emotion. Let's try something simple. Say the sentence, I like English. Say it flat with no feeling. It sounds boring, right? Now, say it with a smile. I like English. Feel the difference? Same words, but one sentence has life. Now imagine saying, I like English to a friend. When you say it with emotion, they feel your energy. They feel your confidence, they feel your joy, and most importantly, you feel better too. That's the magic. Emotion changes your feelings, it changes your energy, it changes your English. But what if you're nervous? What if your hands shake, your heart beats fast, and your voice feels weak? That's okay. Nervousness means you care. It means you're doing something brave. Here's a little secret. Every good speaker, every teacher, every actor feels nervous before they speak. Even I do sometimes. But the difference is they don't try to hide it. They turn that nervous energy into power. They use it. So the next time you feel nervous before speaking English, don't try to fight it. Take a deep breath, smile, and tell yourself, this is just energy. I will use it. Then, when you start speaking, let your voice rise. Let your words flow. Let your eyes connect with the person. You can even practice this alone. Stand in front of a mirror. Look at yourself. Say something in English, not to practice grammar, but to express emotion. Say, I can do this. Say, I'm learning English and I'm proud. Say it with energy. You'll see, it feels good. You'll start believing in yourself. Sometimes the best English practice is not studying, it's performing. Pretend you are a storyteller. Pretend you are telling your favorite story to a child, a friend, or your pet. Don't worry about mistakes, just express. You can take any sentence and play with emotion. Try saying, I'm tired. Say it like you're really tired. Then say it like you're joking. Then say it like you're angry. Feel how your voice changes. That's how you learn to use emotion, by playing with it. English is not just a language of words, it's a language of sounds, rhythm, and feeling. That's why songs and movies are great teachers, because they show emotion through voice. When you speak with emotion, your listener connects with you. And when you connect, your nervousness becomes smaller, because fear lives in silence, but courage lives in expression. Let me tell you one more story. There was a boy named Rafi. He was afraid to speak English in front of people. One day, he had to give a short speech at school. He was so nervous that his hands were shaking. He told me later, Teacher, my mind was empty. I forgot all my English. I asked him, What were you trying to do? He said, I was trying to remember every word perfectly. So I told him, Next time, don't try to be perfect. Try to be real. Speak from your heart. The next week, he tried again. He still made mistakes, but he spoke with emotion. He smiled, his voice was alive, and the audience clapped. He said, Teacher, I didn't feel nervous anymore. That's because emotion took his focus away from fear. He was not thinking about grammar. He was thinking about meaning, about feeling. And that's how you speak naturally. So remember this, emotion and nervousness cannot live together. When emotion rises, fear goes away. When you focus on your message, not your mistakes, your English becomes free. If you're nervous, use your hands when you talk. Move a little, smile more, speak slower. All of these things help release your fear. And when you release fear, emotion flows naturally. You don't have to be loud. You don't have to act crazy. You just have to be present to feel what you're saying. If you talk about something you love, your emotion will shine. If you talk about something important to you, your English will sound alive. Because the secret is not in the words, it's in your heart. So, my friend, the next time you speak English, don't ask, is my grammar correct? Ask, do they feel what I mean? Don't ask, will I make a mistake? Ask, am I expressing my emotion? Because English is not just about communication, it's about connection. And the beautiful thing is, emotion doesn't need perfect English. Even if your sentence is simple, your feeling makes it strong. You can say, I miss you, or I'm happy, or I'm scared, and people will understand you deeply if you say it with real emotion. When you speak English with emotion, people won't remember your mistakes. They'll remember your message, they'll remember your smile, they'll remember how you made them feel. So don't hide your feelings when you speak English. Show them, feel them, share them. And little by little, you'll notice something amazing. Your nervousness will start to disappear. You'll start to enjoy speaking. You'll sound natural, confident, and real. Because emotion gives your English life. Emotion gives your voice power. Emotion makes you unforgettable. So take a deep breath, my friend. Next time you speak English, don't just say the words, feel them. Smile when you talk, laugh when it's funny, show kindness when it's kind. Speak with emotion, even if you're nervous, especially when you're nervous, because when your heart speaks, your English shines. Thanks for watching Easy Talk English. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Keep practicing and see you in the next video. Now, tell me in the comments, what kind of emotion do you find hardest to express in English?